Hey, what's going on? It's Ryan Stewman here, President and CEO of Break Free Academy and your favorite blogger over at hardcorecloser.com. And today I'm going to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart, and it's how to close sales from Facebook. Over the last 5 years of my life, I've made upwards of $10 million from Facebook sales alone. So I'm not just some guy here with some hypothetical theory or maybe something that I saw in a seminar somewhere or maybe something that I heard on the news. I'm going to tell you real life, firsthand experience, how I've made millions of dollars selling all sorts of stuff from Facebook, from real estate to cars to mortgages to sales training to online education to supplements, the insurance, you name it, I've sold it. Hell, I've even sold dildos on Facebook before. I'm just like, there's no shame in my game. I've helped clients sell dildos on Facebook. And you know what? If you don't like dildos, then maybe you should lighten up. You know what I'm saying? So back to the story is there's a few things that it takes to close sales on Facebook. And it's actually a real simple process. I call it the media marketing method. You see, everybody on Facebook says, look at me, look at me, look at me. And they all think that they're like important. They're all like in this battle for likes and comments and engagement and attention and exposure. And while that's cool, right, if you like, those things are the things that pay you mentally, right? If you feel like you get paid from those things mentally, well, then good for you. But the truth is those things don't pay you cash in the way that they should, because while it's just like the famous stock trader Warren Buffett says, when people are fearful, be greedy. When people are greedy, be fearful. What he means is do the opposite of the masses when the time calls for it. And so what I would suggest to you is to follow my media marketing method. But before I explain the actual media marketing method, I want you to think about something. If everybody else is saying, look at me, don't you think it would serve you to actually pay attention to them? I mean, think about this. If people are bragging about their kids or bragging about their success or whatever the case it is, don't you think Don't you think it'd be a good idea for you to oblige them and congratulate them and actually make the Facebook experience that they have with you about them? Because here's the thing, most people don't listen to other people. I've said that in tons of videos that I've made over the years. And the second that you start listening to other people and show appreciation for the things that they're talking about, if they're saying, look at me, and you actually look at them, then you're the person that's gratifying them, giving them exactly what they want. And that's when people make buying decisions, is when they feel like they're getting what they want. Wouldn't you agree? So let's talk about this media marketing method. It works like this. For every 3 posts that you make, the 4th one needs to be about business, but the 3 posts that you make need to have absolutely nothing to do about business. Now, the reason why I call this the media marketing method, because let's just go back to newspapers. If you look at newspapers, you read 2 or 3 pages of the newspaper, and then there's an ad or 2 in there. If you scroll the Facebook news feed, there's 4 or 5 posts, and then you see an advertisement. If you go to Google and you search something, the first 2 or 3 posts are advertisements, the rest of the page is organic stuff. If you go to Twitter, you scroll the news feed, there's 4 or 5 posts that are your friends and people that you follow, and then there's an advertisement. If you look through a magazine, there's 4 or 5 pages that are content that you want to look at, and then there's an advertisement. If you watch TV, you get about 13 minutes of programming and then 3 or 4 minutes of advertising. If you listen to the radio, there's about 20 minutes of music and then about 4 or 5 minutes worth of radio ads. You see, the media's figured out that if you make 80% of it entertaining and about the audience and 20% of it about you, you have a lot better chance of them staying engaged, wanting to re-engage and wanting to follow you and interact with you, because you're not the person out there constantly saying, look at me, buy from me, purchase my stuff, here's what I sell, here's how awesome I am. Like, that doesn't work. If everybody's doing that, then it's boring. You have to be the person that's interesting. Matter of fact, Dale Carnegie, in his famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, said, in order for people to be interested in you, you have to be interesting to them. And so that's what you're trying to do online. You're trying to be funny. You're trying to humor them. You're trying to talk about the things that your audience would want to talk about and engage with. And then every 3rd, 4th, or 5th post, you want to make an advertisement about your business. Let me give you an example. Let's say that it's early morning. For me, I know, let's take a step back. First, you need to know who your audience is. That's really important. Who are you selling to? Because if you're on Facebook and you're surrounded by nothing but your loser friends from high school, and you got your mom and your dad and your grandma as your friends, like, you need to think about that. They're probably not going to buy from you. They know what you sell. If they were going to buy from you, they already would. You have to start thinking about finding people in groups to engage with, finding people on fan pages to engage with. So first of all, decide who it is that can most benefit from what it is you sell. Then second of all, figure out what it is that they would like to talk about. You see, I know that my ideal client is someone who's an entrepreneur, someone who's a salesman, someone who's a self-starter, a go-getter, and most of those people are early risers, meaning they wake up first thing in the morning. So what I do is I post about 5:30 or 6 every single morning, something that's thought-provoking, motivational, and inspirational. It's not about me. It's not about buying my business. It's something that's enlightening. It's something that gives them the inspiration and the motivation, because listen, here's what happens. Most people wake up and they turn on Fox News or MSNBC, or they see, all the hate comments on Trump's post on Twitter, or all the comments on the Huffington Post stuff on Facebook, or all the trending negative, it's the end of the world, nuclear holocaust crap that you read on Facebook all the time. And I know that my ideal client's not into that stuff. So what I try to do is be a beacon of light with some inspiration and motivation first thing in the morning, so that when they're scrolling the news feed and it's negative, oh, here's some enlightening stuff from Ryan. I'm going to read this and check this out. I'm going to leave a comment on it. I'm going to share it with my friends, and so on and so forth. So I know that my ideal client's up early and they're looking for some early morning positive motivation to get them through the day. I also know that my ideal client takes a break around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? They go into work. Let's say at 6:30 they read my post. They go into the office all day long and they bust their hump trying to make $1, trying to make sales, trying to grow their business and everything else. Then about 4 o'clock, they finally come up for air because they usually have lunch with a colleague, a client, or a prospect. And so about 4 o'clock, they come up for air, which, by the way, 4:30 p.m. is the most popular time on social media. And the reason why is what? Because most people are waiting for 5 o'clock so that they can come home. They can go home. But see, my ideal client owns the business. So 4 o'clock is the time where they look up and they're like, wow, the whole day's behind me. I've been over here busting my ass all day long and I think a whole day's gone by. And so I know that if I post something around 4 o'clock that is, again, thought-provoking, something that's maybe humorous. Maybe on a Monday, I know it's a tough day for a lot of us business owners on a Monday. So about 4 o'clock, I'm going to post something that's humorous. So as they start taking that break towards the end of the day, the end of the work day, then they're actually getting something that's, again, value for them and entertaining. Today, I posted something that said, you are the trillion-year byproduct of a star. So it's about time you shine like one instead of hiding in the damn darkness all the time. Right? So that's something that's kind of funny. It's kind of thought-provoking, and it's very true, and it shows like that I got some semblance of intelligence when I post on Facebook. And so, again, that thing probably has 200 likes and 100 comments by now of people engaging on it. Then I also know that the last thing my perfect customer does before they go to sleep at night is check their phone. They're laying in bed with their significant other or by themselves, or with a hooker, or whatever it is that they're into, and they're going to check their phone before they go to sleep. They're going to make sure that their emails are answered. They're going to check Facebook one last time. They're going to check their notifications on Facebook. They're going to check their direct messages and everything else. So I post around 9 o'clock every evening time with something as well. And now listen, I'm going to post 3 times a day consistently. Sometimes I post more because I've got all sorts of genius ideas going on up here in my mind. Some days I post a little bit more, but on average I post 3 times a day. And then I'm going to rotate throughout those 3 times the following day at least one time where I talk about a success story of one of my clients, where I give them an opportunity to work with me. I talk about a problem that somebody I know faced and how I help them solve it, because this is all bait for them to reach out to me. You see, me, I'm in the business of inbound leads. A lot of people say, Ryan, you give all this free sales training away. When do you ever get paid for sales training? And the truth is, sales training is step number 2. All right, I actually teach lead gen, which is what we're doing on Facebook. We're cultivating leads from people that know, like, and trust us, which are friends on Facebook. And so what I actually teach is lead gen. And so I talk stories about people who weren't really good in sales, but got a bunch of leads and made money, or people who were really good in sales but didn't have any leads, but I solved that problem and got them money. And so you see, what I'm doing is I'm positioning myself as the guy that can solve the problem that my perfect customer has. And so that's how you make money off of Facebook. And look, you're talking to a guy that's got over 200,000 fans on Facebook through advertising. I run the largest sales group on Facebook called Sales Talk with Sales Pros. We've got over 73,000 members. There's 145,000 posts in that group every 7 days. It is a highly active, highly engaged, not fake, not bullshit, very awesome group. If you're not a member, you can go to salestalkgroup.com and you can join right there. But you got to answer the questions. We want to make sure that you're a real person. There is a verification process on there. Matter of fact, last month alone, we blocked 6,000 people from joining the group because we want to make sure that we only have real people in there that are actually salespeople that aren't just spamming the group, but that are adding value. And so Because of that media marketing method where 20% is an offer or 20% is me talking about business and 80% is me bringing value into them, I make tons of money all day, every day from Facebook. Matter of fact, my post last Saturday, at the time I'm making this video, my post last Saturday was an opportunity for people to be privately coached by me in a setting that we call the Entourage Mastermind. And one post generated $52,000 in less than 6 hours from me posting on Facebook, because I had built up so much momentum using the media marketing method and so much value to the marketplace that when I offered them an opportunity to work with me, they jumped on it immediately. You can do the same thing in your business, but you have to think in the mind of your prospect and get out of your own mind. Stop thinking about yourself and stop thinking about how you can do this or what people think about you or how they would feel about you, and start thinking about the value that you can bring to the marketplace. And then every third, fourth, or fifth post, actually make them an offer or actually talk about your business to where they would want to reach out to you and say, well, tell me more about that person that you helped get leads, or tell me more about how this person that couldn't sell ended up getting a bunch of leads and making sales by default. And that's when you do what we call our catch selling system, which I'm not going to teach you today because that's some of the stuff that you pay for. But look, if you're trying to make money on Facebook, just know that it is a real platform. You might hear people talking about they're unplugging their account and they're leaving and everything else. Those people weren't going to buy shit anyway, right? What you're looking for is the people that do engage on your post. Because I say this, we always focus on our supporters and not the reporters. There's plenty of people that'll argue politics with you. There's plenty of people that'll call you a douchebag. There's plenty of people that'll tell you, stop talking about business or stop trying to be this motivational guy. Don't focus on those people. Focus on the people that support you, that like your posts, that leave comments and everything else, because those are the people who are most likely going to buy from you. So get on Facebook, start practicing my media marketing method, and when they stick their hand up, have that sales conversation with them to where you can solve their problem. Don't feature dump on them. Don't start telling them how awesome you are. Don't switch it up. Keep asking them questions, add value to them, and that's how I have personally built an 8-figure empire off of Facebook's back just by adding value organically. And listen, yes, I run ads and everything else, but the high majority of my money and my income and my commission checks from Facebook have come from following this method organically on my personal page and inside of Facebook groups. Matter of fact, when I show up in Facebook groups and I start adding so much value, I've had I don't know how many admins block me because they can't keep up with the amount of value that I'm adding to the group, and so they get jealous and hate on me. So listen, show up on Facebook for the people that you want to do business with instead of yourself, and that small little tweak right there will lead more people to be attracted to you, stick their hand up to where you can have a real sales conversation and ultimately get in their pocketbook and solve their problem and get paid accordingly. If you like this, make sure you share it with somebody. If you are a salesperson and you're trying to get better at handling objections, go over to closercards.com. They're flashcards that we've created to help you master objections, because when we learned as a young age, we learned our ABCs, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. We learned those through flashcards, but yet when we show up in the sales world, our sales manager hands us a phone book and tells us to get to work, right? So these flashcards will help you out. The first few objections are written on there, and the rest of them are for you to fill out on your own. And also make sure you subscribe to this channel, share it with somebody, and make sure you watch other videos on this channel as well. See you next time.